Hi. Oh, how many people?
How are you?
Hello.
Hi.
Hi, Maria.
Hi there.
Hi.
Hello, Maria.
Hi.
How is everything?
Everything fine?
Yeah.
Good.
I'm good. Yep.
Is my camera on? Can you see me?
Hello.
Hi.
Hi, guys.
Hi.
Hi. I, yeah, you're okay. So I see some, well, people are still joining, but I see some new faces here. So let me start by greeting the newcomers, or maybe you guys want to introduce yourselves. I can see Mihailo, Roshin, Helen. Would you like to introduce yourself very quickly?
Okay.
Fear not.
Okay.
Roshin, come on, ladies first.
Hi, yes, my name is Roisin. I just spoke with Georgina yesterday, so it's very short notice, straight into it. Looking forward to finding out a bit more about Obscenity. So yeah.
Yeah, well, okay. So hopefully you will see a little bit of it today. So welcome to you. Then we have
Thank
we have Mihailo. We spoke yesterday, but would you like to introduce yourself briefly? We can't hear you. Hello?
Microphone is off.
Yeah. No problems. If there is a problem,
Can you hear me now?
yeah.
Okay, I turn off the microphone. Sorry, I didn't even notice. Yeah, so my name is Mikhail. I come from Serbia, from Belgrade. I studied music here, but I want to do this as a full-time job. I taught before. I have some experience with kids. I taught a few years at some different firms, but my friend Tommy said this is amazing, and
And here you
I
are.
would love to work with European people. That would be amazing.
That's great. Thank you. And then we have Helen. Hi to you as well, Helen. Can you hear us?
Yes, I can. Thank you. I'm Helen. I'm from the UK. So yeah, still new to Obscenity. Done a few of the webinars, and yeah, each time I do webinar, because I get used to or understanding a little bit more about it. It's all exciting. Looking forward to what I want to sort of kind of transition to what I'm doing now, which I've been therapist for a long time, mainly massage therapist as well as coaching. So I just want to gradually go into teaching and just really go with it. Absolutely.
Perfect. Okay, thank you, Helen. And then we have Nick. Hello to you as well. How are you? Nick's microphone is silenced. I don't know if maybe he cannot participate in this very moment. It's all right. So let's start. Usually in these Friday talks for the newcomers, we discuss growth models. Well, we talk about education in general, but we talk a lot about the market. We try to provide an overview of the market because you're part of it. Therefore, you have to understand it so that you can make the best decisions. As usual, just a reminder, Obscenity provides the tools, but you guys can use them one way or another. In fact, we've been insisting in the previous talks that how important it is to decide the best strategy according to where you are, to make the most of the market where you are, because sometimes I have the feeling that you are triggered by the fact that you are an English teacher. Therefore, I'm going to offer English in the where everyone goes. So all these decisions have some consequences. We'll try to see which are they, and most importantly, what alternatives you have, because there are alternatives. So I'm going to ask today and an open question. Everyone is free to answer, and we're going to discuss. Basically, the question is, who do you think right now in our area, language teaching, in our industry, language teaching, who makes money? Who makes money nowadays? It's a very important question. If you haven't asked yourself this question, it's about time, because that by answering it, it will help you decide the best strategies. Remember, I said, or I've been advising, do less but do better. So this question that we're going to answer today is going to help us exactly with that, to do less but to do better, right? To optimize. So who today in our industry makes money? What do you think?
Editorials.
Very well. Yes, explain that. Publishers, yeah. Why? Georgina.
Well, I would say because in the type of English teaching that people are familiar with, which would be academic English, they are basically marked, could we say that? Guided by the books that they can buy and sell to students.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
and it's amazing. Every academy we go to, the kids have two books. They're like textbook or the whatever book, and the class book and the activity book. And one of those you basically don't use. And it's just amazing how much money is spent there on like useless stuff. So yeah, and I guess all academy owners, I think they see like representatives of different editorials every year, right? And they decide what books to buy, and I don't know.
Mm-hmm. It's true. I mean, if British people have something, the biggest asset today of British people is their language. How do they export it? With textbooks. Easy, simple, right? So, and why textbooks, guys? There is a catch. Well, a catch. There is the reason why textbooks work so fine. Why? Why do they buy the books? Academies, people, why? Georgina, a guess?
Oh my God. Because I don't know, they're easy to, well, basically I think because they have a feeling that they're doing something. You know, when you're in academy, and usually, you know, the boss, whatever, tells you, no, they have to finish the book. Or when the course finishes, the parents, the only way they have to check if the kids have done something if the book is completed. So maybe it's like the proof of something. I don't know.
We are so close. With what aim? The book aims what?
Acquisition.
Yes, evidence. The evidence for parents
Exams.
is exams. That's
Exams.
it.
It's consistency as well, singing from the same song sheet. Every student is doing the same thing, and it's all tailored to a level system.
Pretty much. That's it. Exam. So we have the perfect conjunction of have these two, so that then I will sell you the exam as well. So I'm making more and more profit with it. Yes, they're making money. So is it a model that we can replicate in our little scale? I think it's difficult, but but what can we do?
Everything can be replicated if you want to go that way. I don't know.
Well, yeah, you're right there. But my point is, as a teacher that is growing, and we are, if you think about it, what we're doing here is okay. So there is an alternative for learners. Yes, there is a textbook. What we are creating here, guys, is actually the alternative, right? So everyone collaboratively creating activities, sharing activities. Through the activities, you share your expertise. So this is very valuable for your learners, actually, because every single one of you, by creating an activity, is telling the rest of the teachers, here is a way of teaching that, so we can, we can all learn from each other. That's great. That's fantastic. And students benefit from something that is updated, that is not so politically correct, maybe not so polished, but it's much more close to the real language. On top of that, you put all your accents, your cultural background. This is richness. So this is something that we're kind of already doing. Who else makes money in the market
Teachers.
apart from, say,
Teachers.
teachers?
Yeah.
How?
Well, I was earning quite a good wage when I was working with a certain company, because I was working teaching ESL for a Chinese company. But
Mhm.
because of the rules have changed now, that is not accessible at all anymore. But I was making good money from that.
Okay, that you were.
Nearly 2,000 euros a month.
That's good money. Yes.
Yeah, it was
It
good
is.
money.
No, it is.
Yeah.
Working remotely, it's good money. No. That is something good. And you were lucky and probably, but who made more money than you in this case?
Oh, the company owners earned more. Absolutely.
This is evident. This is
Yeah.
evident. So you can ask yourself this question: how can I get more money from someone? Or you can ask yourself, what model do they use so that I can use for myself? Right? Two different outcomes there. You can, because no matter how much money you can make with a company, they probably will have a more margin, right? Because they're the middle person there. So
Sure.
but if we think about that model, let's think about it, because it's a model there. There is a model. What are these companies called? Let's think about it. This company, what are they called in general?
Could we say online language learning platform?
Yeah, for
Is that
instance,
very simple?
online language learning platform, or just language consultancy firms, because they can operate online and offline, right? We have them. There is they're slightly different from a marketplace. Marketplaces are, well, what you commonly know as a marketplace, such as Tus Clases Particulares. This is one model of a marketplace. Another one is probably the one that you've been working with. And these are all these big providers that offer private tutoring. Am I right? And then they need teachers.
Yes, but in this case as well, they did not really consider what the teaching style was correct for the child. So quite often, I was saying to Georgina yesterday, we were being asked to make 3 and 4-year-olds read from a book.
Mm-hmm.
They can't even read in their own native language. So
No.
it was just incredibly difficult. And I didn't agree with the style in the end. That's another reason why I left.
Okay, I see. Wow. Okay, so but these models, yeah, this model of let's call them a market. This is a marketplace. Yeah, you have students on one hand and you have the teachers. So if you think about it, what is happening to them is they gain a lot of traction. So their growth is more, and especially if you're telling me that they paid so generously. And were they group classes or one-to-one tutoring?
They were usually 2 students at the same time.
This is this model of, yeah.
But there was
okay.
a lot of promotions being held, and we made more money by bonuses and retention and the ratings that the children gave to you and the parents gave to you. So, but this kind of dropped off as their business model seemed to start failing massively. So,
Yeah. But this is it, while, yeah, there have been a lot of experiments in the market. So there is this big player that appears all of a sudden, bursts a lot of market, and then they kind of vanish after a while. We have had that, yes, it's true. So, but marketplaces in right now, the ones that have a lot of investment, I mean, if there is a lot of investment in something, is because probably it will be working, but right now they're burning a lot of money. They're spending a lot of money because they need a lot of clients and customers. So they prioritize volume now, growth over cost optimization. right? So they're not making so much money. They're burning investment. But they're gaining market. But what that causes, the immediate effect is either they just disappear after a while, the model is not so sustainable as it appeared, or the other consequence can be, in order for us to be competitive, we have to lower the prices. So that massive concentration of teachers usually causes prices to drop down. Therefore, the teachers lose their power of acquisition. No, it's not that. Purchasing power. Sorry, purchasing power. Yeah, you are paid less. Long term, you're paid less. So this is usually these are models that operate more to one basis, right? So one teacher, one student. Margins are lower, and the only, as a consequence, the only alternative that they have to stay in business is to lower the price. So for teachers, this is not, if we were to replicate it, I would say it's not that we're going to ignore it, no way, but it has to be secondary because the margins are not there. Yeah, the margins are in grouping always. Okay, so we have publishers. We discussed marketplaces. Who else can be making money in this business?
The examiner, well, the people who offer exams and official exams. I mean,
to me, they go with the
costs?
publishers.
Oh my God, it costs a lot of money to get the paper.
Yeah, they hand in hand with the publishers. They're the same, to me, the same.
Yeah.
Yeah. They make money. And what other model can we? Because okay, the idea here is we have tools to compete with the big ones, but we have to choose wisely our growth, the best model for us. So what model can we kind of see and say, I can do that. I can do the same as you. What model would that be? Well, we kind of mentioned it, right? The model of the language consultancy. The language consultancy is that person that has clients or can achieve clients. Of course, it depends on where you are, right? It also depends on where you are. But language consultancies here in Spain, let's take the example of people that are already in Spain. Then we will see for people that are in the UK and South Africa, because we have to brainstorm and choose carefully the model for you. So people that are in Spain, we see that in Spain there are these language consultancies. So what they do is usually they don't have they don't get the resources before they get the client, right? So they first get the client, then they're looking desperately for teachers because they don't have them, right? And what they do is they keep 50-60% for themselves, the rest goes for the teacher, and that's it, right? So this is a model that makes money, and this is a model that every single one of you with the resources here can replicate, right? Why not?
Yeah, but there's also a problem there, and this happened to me and Maria, of course, on Monday. And I spoke to one of these people, and the problem I think they have there is that they have let's say a one-to-one dependency. So they depend on one teacher. And at one point, if something happens to the teacher, they go crazy. And
Absolutely.
we were speaking about this, saying, "Oh, but no, if we're here and Georgina isn't available for some reason, the fact of working together like this, it's very difficult to understand for everybody, for the partner, for everybody I know." But it gives sort of like a guarantee that the class will be delivered, that the solution will be offered.
Exactly.
And then I was thinking about that on Monday also with Maria, as I mentioned, and also as teachers, if you rely only in one student or one client, there's that easy loss of students as well. And that like one-one relationship or that one-one commercial whatever relationship is risky. So yeah, they make a lot of money,
Yeah.
But I think it's
Absolutely.
also risky in another way, or I wouldn't want to be in that like stressful situation.
Exactly. So it's not about doing it through them. No, I'm not talking about that because we don't want that. We want you guys to be able to do that business model with the tools that you have and by eliminating all these risks. How? Because there is an infrastructure that operates and that you can use, you know? So it's not, I'm not thinking either of the way they understand getting a client on one hand, getting a teacher. So what happens if the teacher ... because things happen all the time, right? That dependency, that one-to-one. Sometimes a lot to be said here. So sometimes you do have to accept that at some point a client may want one-to-one as a secondary business, but the majority of our offer will be, or we or you guys can offer something that no language consultancy has, which is that flexibility, which is that exactly avoids the direct dependency on one particular person. So that, oh, if that person is not on board, is not available, is ill, or doesn't want to take this class, then we're gone. The client is gone. Yeah. So we have a mechanism of avoiding that precisely through the flexibility that we offer. So this is something that is on top of that. If you're thinking just on one-to-one, operating as a company, that has a very high operational cost, meaning you need a person to deal only with schedules and incidences. One person or many people if you grow big. So models that are based on one-to-one, no matter if we're talking about one particular teacher or one company, models that are one-to-one are very risky, and you have to accept that sooner or later you will lose them, which is another thing that people are, you have to, my advice is to start thinking in a little bit different way. Losing clients shouldn't worry you so much. If you're concentrated in getting clients, then the loss of a client should be seen just as a normal process. It happens sooner or later, you know, because when we start getting obsessed that if it's not with us, then we're going to lose them, this is the beginning of the end for you. So people that think that if it's not me, then no one else can do better than me, I tell you, these people never grow. Yeah, yeah, because, but it's for a pure operational, you know, very practical, for practical side there. I mean, no one can make themselves available 24/7. This is impossible. And clients want changes, they need them, they have a lot of, they need attention, so they have to receive it. But if you, on the other hand, operate as a resourceful community that offers everything that they need with flexibility, then your resourcefulness and the capacity of solving problems is much higher. Right? So the models that depend on one-on-one, they can operate, but they have a ceiling, they have limitations. We have to be aware of that. Models that the relationship or the ratio is 1-2, 1-3, 1 to more even, these are the ones that give you growth. Right. So, for instance, we've been discussing on academies. For instance, do you think, let's take this case, because academies go for grouping. So this is another model. In your opinion, are they profitable? If yes, why? If not, why not? What do you think?
But wait, profitable for who? For the academy?
Yeah.
Well, of course. I mean, you've got 5 people paying for one class, but the academy is only paying someone to teach one class. So I guess you're receiving 5 and you're only paying one. I don't know if that makes sense. I don't know a lot
That
about
makes
money in
sense, yeah.
business, huh?
But you're considering just one cost in this formula, which is the
Oh,
cost
yeah,
of the
okay.
teacher.
Yeah.
Yeah, but is that the only cost of the academy? No. Mari Carmen?
Well, academies, I think, will make money if they pay very little to the teachers, even though they're they're grouping people, but they have no choice but paying very little to the teachers because they still have to pay rent, they have to pay contracts, they have to pay a whole lot. So on regular basis. So obviously, if they do want to make money, they can only go down on the teachers because the other variable is not a variable, right? Those are fixed payments monthly.
Absolutely. This is true. And the alternative that they have is putting more people even in the group. So not five. With five people, I tell you, Georgina, they lose money. So they go to 8, 10, 12, which on the other hand, faces a lot of resistance from the students. So why would I go with 10 people more if I can have a cheaper online solution? That's the question for the student, right? So with academies, only those who own the premises have a chance, but those who have to pay rent and overheads, forget about it. They're closing. They're closing, many of them. Georgina, you wanted to say something?
Oh, well, this came to my mind. When you are subjected to a physical space, I guess you're really limited. But I just wrote down on my notes, virtual space is unlimited. So that would also be a possibility of an alternative, let's say, or to avoid that grouping and
unless there is a formula as well for teachers there for offline grouping whenever there is a necessity, unless you don't have to pay for the place.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah. So if, for instance, if you don't have to pay for the place, then the formula of grouping, the growth model based on grouping people at the same time, a cafeteria, is highly beneficial for a teacher. 30 to 40 euros, boom, in my pocket per hour. Why? Grouping students. I can do that. We can do that. You have the right now with the tools with the tools that you are given, you can do that. We have the geolocation, we have the bars, we have the grid, we have everything. So as a model, if we take away overheads, then it is viable. Yeah, online is much bigger, I know. But why not offline for people that are in Spain, language teachers in Spain? Spain needs, the market needs, the local market needs it. Why not doing it? There is, maybe the percentage is low, but in online you have a higher competition. If offline offers you this opportunity, you can consider it. You know, it's very attractive if you think about it, and it's possible. There is market for it as well. So this is possible. So,
Radmila,
but of course,
sorry to interrupt. Sorry to interrupt. I do apologize. I'm just
Oh,
thinking
yeah.
out loud, which is always a dangerous thing to do. But you're talking about obviously different, in some ways, different ways of presenting the class. So working in a cafeteria is not necessarily a way of expanding the business. It's just offering another tool to offer the service that we offer. Just thinking, I don't know, a completely radical idea. We offer a service which is different from an awful lot of companies in terms of getting our names out to more people, in terms of showing what we can do, in terms of showing that it's not just Mark that does classes, it's not just Kaylee, it's not just Georgina that does classes, which is and using something like Tus Clases Particulares, which we're using a third party to try and sell our services. Why don't we go direct? Why don't we, for example, or have a YouTube channel where teachers can post 5 or 10 minute videos presenting perhaps an activity of their choice. so you put that out to the market. It's a way of encouraging people to see us and think, oh, wait a minute. And they're not seeing one teacher, they're seeing a whole range of teachers. They're seeing what Oxinity offers, not what Kaylee or Georgina or Mark offers.
Yeah,
And,
that is yeah, that's a lovely idea, and I'm sure someone here will love it and is loving it in this moment. Nuria, I'm sure.
Yes,
it.
totally. Because you don't know, guys, but this is being done as we speak. I take advantage that we are talking right now. So all of you have now 3 platforms: Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, who have been created. TikTok is the last one. So I'm there. I'm chatting with all of you. So if you connect now and just tag me, I will reply back to all the 3 channels. I check that every day, morning and evening. So feel free to use it. And plus, I advise to you that I am organizing to be interviewing you in social media. So I'm planning to do something funny so we can really introduce you to all the people live. So I'm creating the strategy as we speak. So I'm not going to contact you today, but yes, in the coming weeks.
That was great. Now, this is a great initiative. Now, let me just complement it. This is just to complement for your benefit again, because we have to go for a win-win. As an idea, it's brilliant, Mark, and Nuria is there ready and willing, and more of you will join. I'm sure of that. But remember that last time I told you, whatever we do, it has to go with a purpose. Otherwise, it's a dead-end strategy, so we don't want that. So to that, whatever the outcome, we're going to, again, a reminder we're going to put a little code there with your IDC, your tracking code, so that then you can monetize that. You know, that's the big addition here. So whatever you do has to be thought, implemented, and developed so that any user can monetize it. This is it. Strategies that are not thought at eventually monetizing our effort, they have a dead end. And monetizing doesn't have to be, we don't have to expect it right now, right here, you know, it can take time, but it's there, the potential is there. Nothing is lost in the cyberspace, because all these tracking codes, you know, everything in Oxinity is for you. All these tracking codes, they operate even after you've posted, they keep operating. So the person that clicks it, we know that it comes from you, from every single one of you. So the idea of all these initiatives, whatever they are, being it a product, being it a new service, and well, according to it all sorry, to finish my thought, whatever the service you're offering, it has to go with your IDC. But I will insist, the model that you choose has to be in accordance to where you are. And again, because we tend to think too much in, again, I'll put you in this example. For instance, you're in the UK, and maybe your local market is something that you know better. Yeah, that was my idea from last week. You know your local market better. So for you, it is easier to operate in your local market. So to put it in simple words, many of you, when we work together, you know, in these personal meetings, I hear that a lot. My contacts are not Spanish. So I can't send information to Spanish people for English classes, which means that person that is operating in the UK has a limitation if they were to offer their English services there, you know? So where you are matters a big deal in the first decisions that you're going to make. Because maybe, and I always tell them, but remember, if your contacts are British people or South African people, remember, they may not need English, but they will need Spanish. So by offering Spanish, it's at first shocking, and it may be contradictory because you think, oh, but I'm an English teacher. Okay, but eventually operate beyond what your niche, operate beyond your niche, you know, offer services beyond your niche. Once you get the client, then you are going to exchange the class with your area of expertise, and that can operate in all levels. That's why having created these tools is so powerful for you guys. Yeah, because you can use them in your benefit according to where you are. It's very important to know where you are in the moment, and no two people, unless they're in the same place, are going to follow the same strategy. It's very important. So for those of you that are in the UK, when we talk individually or in South Africa, then we're going to have very much in mind that the price will matter, the product will matter. In Bulgaria as well, I can see Bev is there, it matters. So these are the decisions that we have to decide together. And again, the tools are the same, the strategy and the model will be different. This is what I want you to understand very well before you start doing things. Because when we understand that, then we're going to see that we will do less, but it will be better, more effective, right? So what else? Do you have any questions? Something particular to you, something very, you know, related to what worries you? You can ask you if you want to grow, you should be asking questions. Anyone? Okay, so another thing that I wanted to talk and to show you and to remind you is that nothing to do with the marketplaces that you are used to. For instance, you know, the most famous ones, I'm not going to mention them, but you know, a marketplace is that place where 5 years ago it was very, very popular and very profitable to be there, because you could get the local client and then get a good price for it. Okay, so right now these marketplaces concentrate a lot of people. Prices drop down for you. Okay, maybe not so recommendable in this moment, but it's not that you are not going to be there. You will probably be there, but again, the decision of what model follows afterwards is very important. Hold on, I can see that two people have raised their hands, Carla and Kaylee. So Carla, go for it, and then Kaylee.
Right, yes, I agree with you. That is a good idea to advertise here in the UK Spanish classes. But the thing is that I can't speak Spanish. So how do I advertise myself? As a Spanish teacher or something else? I mean, how can it work?
No. You can offer a different product as an English teacher that you are, only that don't personalize it so much. So an English teacher can be offering Spanish classes, because you live in the UK, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's a classic example that, yeah, you can offer English, Spanish classes. You can locally offer Spanish classes. I think it will be more interesting, or you could have more traction than English classes. This is my humble opinion. We have to see, obviously, that, but this is what I think.
Yeah, no, I
As a
agree
service,
with you because,
you know. Sorry,
yeah,
Carla.
Yeah. Can you hear me? Yeah.
Yeah.
Twice a week I go to, because I speak Spanish. So I go to some groups here where I live in Nottingham, and there are groups for English people who want, learn Spanish. So there is a demand of Spanish in the UK.
Then offer Spanish as a service. Don't personalize it in you. So it's not I teach Spanish, but I offer Spanish classes. It's different. It's not about, be the expert now and recommend people what's the best way to learn Spanish. This is This is it. And you conduct them to the Oxinity market, so to speak, with your IDC. Okay, they choose their offer, their best offer, and then you exchange that for the class that you want to teach, which is English. Is that clear? I think I'm not making it clear. So do you know what I mean?
No, it's not clear.
It's not clear. So instead of offering you, instead of telling people I am a Spanish teacher, because you are not, right?
No, I'm not.
Okay, you're not. So you can't say I'm a Spanish teacher, but you know that in these groups, people need to learn Spanish.
Yeah.
So what would you say?
I can recommend you to other teachers on
For
the platform that I work already.
That's it. Something exactly as simple as that. Have you can say, have you tried this solution? Because it's very effective, it accelerates. Have you tried this? If you haven't, here I leave you a link to try. Learning Spanish that way is highly effective.
But
Maybe,
online, oh yeah, tell me. Sorry to interrupt you. Yeah.
No. I would go for that. So you put the service before the person.
Yeah. And
I think
but online, how do I need to advertise myself? Because I can make an advert, so for example, on Superprof, because they use it a lot here now. So how do I advertise my service as Spanish classes?
Well, there are different ways. Maybe I can ask Maria, who is very, has been working with teachers on that. She can give us some heads up.
Okay.
Yes, that would be nice.
Yeah, well, I will try. Here we can do two things. You can create another ad with Spanish teacher, but what Radmila said, I think that is very important. The service goes first. I have a profile as an English teacher, and you know that I'm not an English teacher, okay? But I always offer a service. I belong to a community, and that community offers a service. So you don't have to think about your name. You have to think about the service that you offer. So, for example, if you go to Facebook group, you can recommend a teacher, or you can recommend Oxinity, because Oxinity offers Spanish classes. So they don't care who is going to teach them. The most important thing here is that they are going to get a class, you're going to get a client, and a teacher is going to teach, because you exchange and you will be teaching English classes. So it's the same here. Everyone is going to be happy.
Can I help just a second? Also, right now you will have the opportunity to have someone in Oxinity. So that means that maybe we could do a live with you, because then we can explain this. I do speak Spanish, so we could like do an interview saying I teach English, but Oxinity is doing Spanish classes, and people can know that there's other people working with you. So maybe this is going to be a better way for you to show that there's other people around you in the organization. And maybe social media can help you with that also.
Because you recommend something and you offer something. Is that clear, Carla?
More or less. I mean, I'd like to make an advert on.
Yeah,
Superprof.
now, Carla, we will hear. Oh, sorry.
No, I'd like to make an advert on Superprof about this Spanish classes, but I don't know the way how to write it, because you can make
how to word it. Okay.
Yeah, how to word it. Yeah.
Okay, if this is your concern, we will help you with the specific copy. So if the copy is the concern, we do it. But what I wanted you to understand is, and Maria was explaining that, is that more than offering only your persona, your face, your profile, offer a service. This is it. How to word it, we will help you with this. I'm going to let Mari Carmen explain. she's raised her hand, and then Georgina.
Hi, just to add to this conversation, I think the biggest power that Carla has together with the rest of the English teachers is that if there is someone there interested in Spanish classes, they're most likely going to be English speakers. So here's the big tool and opportunity to be able to explain our system in English, but for Spanish classes. So in a way, it should be even easier. Okay, because if you have to explain, if you're an English teacher and you have to explain to a non-speaker, a future student that has no idea of English, it's harder to convince them about our classes. But in this particular case, it's exactly the other way around, because English teachers speak English. They are the best ones to explain how our system is in Spanish. So I think we're forgetting about this powerful tool.
Which is absolutely communication, the most powerful tool. Yeah, very true. So you can explain it in English, how they can benefit from Spanish classes, of course. This is, yeah, absolutely.
And you can also think about companies, because Carla, you are thinking about offering that service to people in Facebook, for example. That is good. It's another, I mean, everything is welcome, but you can offer a service to companies, and companies don't want a teacher. They don't want me as a teacher because for them I'm a problem, but they want all of us because we are a solution for them. It's what Georgina said before. If I'm sick, but Georgina is going to cover me. So they are going to be happy to get that solution. So you can think about Spanish, Spanish classes for companies there. Don't think just about private people.
Mm-hmm. So in a way, if you think about it, you are, I think you are Italian, right? Living in England.
Yeah.
Okay, so and an English teacher, perfect. So if you want to end up teaching English, a very good strategy for you, Carla, is I want to teach English. How? I'm going to offer, I know it's hard to at first to understand, but you will see that once you put it in practice, it will be very effective. So in order for me to teach English, I'm going to offer British companies Spanish. This is it. Because for me, that will be easier. I'm in the local market. I may find it easier to offer. And once I have the Spanish learners, I trade them, I exchange them for the classes that I want to teach, English, Italian, or Italian companies, for instance, you can target as well. So, the thing is, according to where you are, if you want to teach what you are an expert in, then how to get clients so that you can trade the hours for English classes. This is it.
Mm.
Then the copy. Once we get to the copy is easy. For the copy, we can help you with the specific wording. That's the easiest part. First is the decision, which is you are making. So I'm going to be offering Spanish classes. I think that this is the right one. And afterwards, you can use your contacts. You can use your contacts to sell what's easiest. Yeah, what's easiest for that context. And then we trade. So that first decision that you've made is actually very good. Right?
And last question, sorry to bother you. How do I find companies on LinkedIn?
That. Yeah, it's a way of finding companies on LinkedIn is a way. Now, as everything, once you decide I want to find companies, once you go for a growth strategy like that, then it has to be a very consistent, organized work in getting communications, expanding your network of contacts on LinkedIn, for instance, and communicating what what content of value, the content strategy here for not just commercial campaigns, content strategy, content of value. So I get the contacts on LinkedIn, I expand my network, and then I offer them value. That should be it. Maria, do you have another suggestion?
No, just to be organized, because if you go to LinkedIn, you see many, many companies, so you go crazy. So what Radmila said is very important to pick a sector, for example, and work on that sector and send emails and every day. Don't do a lot today and don't do anything else tomorrow, and keep on in touch with those people and sending a contact. You can approach companies that have companies here in Spain, for example, because they're going to be, they're going to need both languages.
And Carla, have you thought of Italian companies? As Italian, maybe you can also communicate better with Italian companies.
Yeah, I thought, I don't know if there is a demand, but no idea, yeah.
You can think of Italian companies as well to learn English or Spanish.
Yeah.
Yeah, and your role here has to change. When we're on LinkedIn talking to companies managers, our role is definitely not one of English teacher. We are partners. I'm a partner, I'm a creator, I'm an owner, so your role has to change. Okay, LinkedIn is for selling services to companies. So what companies? You can go for Italian companies as well. You can try. We can have that. Let's have that discussion in a private meeting for your particular case if you want.
All right, thank you.
Okay, Elham, you wanted to ask something as well?
Yeah, maybe my question is because I was absent for a while, but I want to make sure that I get the whole thing right. After advertising on social media like Facebook or blah, 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 and finding the interested ones, should we explain the service personally, or can I get their numbers and put them in contact with you or Maria or Mary Carmen? I want to know that is it our responsibility to explain everything to them, and when they are want to sign up for a class, after that we should put them in contact with you, or is it possible to put them in contact with you in the first place?
From our experience, because we've had both strategies, we can go for both strategies. From our experience, the more you communicate with your prospect and potential at first, better, because you create trust and bonds. The operational part is going to be on us. So the whole operational part is going to be on us. Possible meetings as well, and anything that they need, the I don't know, documentation, whatever they need, that's on us. But that part of communication, it's very important. You don't have to underestimate that. If you think, if you stop thinking of yourself as a teacher, or think as a teacher, but think as an expert, so that's what your client values the most, your expertise. Put that first and communicate as such. And once you've done it, because you're the ones that will explain some of the simplest questions have to do with learning, right? So you will be able to explain that very well. In order to finish the whole operation, which requires a lot of effort, that is not on you, because you alone, it's going to be very difficult. So you have the whole support of Maria, myself, business management. When your clients first access to a class, you can't imagine how much work is there. So people in the organization take care of it. This shouldn't worry you, but you have to communicate, guys. And Georgina can tell you how much her results have increased since she from the moment she decided to communicate with her prospects.
Okay,
simple fact. So how it will impact your conversion. Yeah, you can say, oh, a classic, I love that. Oh, I pay 10% to Xfinity to do that. No, you pay 10% for all this infrastructure and all the models that you have. But if you don't help yourself, then if you don't help yourself, if you don't choose the right model first, and then the rest of the things are not going to be easy for you guys. Anyway,
thank you.
So what else? And Elham, you said very well, you offer the service. Exactly, you offer the service. Perfect.
Okay, great.
What else? Georgina, no, had you raised your hand or that was from before?
Yeah, I raised my hand, but I think I'm talking a lot today, so I don't know.
But maybe we want to hear it.
Okay, all right, yeah. The video thing, because I'm really creative, as some of you know. I think this idea sort of popped up a long time ago, but it's really true that, as I think Mari Carmen also said, communication. People like to see what things are about, really. And I think a few months ago, Autumn suggested creating some sort of video where each of us showed our individual workplace, so that the future customers or clients or students knew how we actually work. Because, obscenity sometimes might be a bit strange to understand, and it might be many different things at the same time. So just to pitch in a little bit, maybe creating something in which, one, we know how people can know how we work as teachers of the community. Two, the demo, some sort of demo of the classes, because at one point when you send them like a little video, whatever, of the app, they're like, now I understand. So that could really help to get people to understand how we function and how we work. And visuals are also, they're more impacting than anything else, than any type of words. And then regarding how we present ourselves, the way I see it, on the one hand, we are business partners. On the other hand, we are teachers, and we should look at ourselves as teachers for the community. But we want to go out there. We're not really looking for students. We're looking for clients. So I don't think there should be a problem saying, hi, hello, my name is Georgina, and I have a company. Because in a way, that's what I sort of transmit, and we should not be afraid to do that. And I had other things, but I forgot.
No, I think it's great. This is fine. Yeah, absolutely. We take it, we keep it, we remember it. And you, Georgina, for the creative part of the materials and the videos, and talk to Nuria. We will talk, the three of us, Mark as well. I mean, we're going to involve you all in the creation of. Yeah. Okay. Perfect. Mark.
Yeah, I was just going to reinforce what Georgina said. I like very much what she said, and I think this is what I was thinking of, was that the writing things down onto classes particulares or super prof, it's more of the same. But however we try and personalize it, however we try and think that we're offering something different, the people out there are just going to read words. But if we've got something visual, and this is what I was thinking of with perhaps a YouTube channel or Instagram, is much more visual, and it has much more of an impact. Definitely, it stands out, and even if it's just a message of a minute, people will see it. So yeah, I just wanted to say, Georgina, I agree very much with what you've said there.
A fair point that Mark is making, and the conclusion is quite right, and we're going to do it in marketplaces. Just as a reminder, and this links to Jim. Jim is not here today, but I'll remind you what he said. Marketplaces, you compete with 38,000 people. Chances that you make yourself outstanding are 1 to 37,000. Forget about it. So yeah, visibility is a very good strategy. I agree. Visibility plus IDC code equals prospects. Perfect. We communicate with them and we decide the best model according to where we are. So let me ask Roshin, because she is not in Spain. No, I just want to ask whether after this brainstorming you could have a clear idea of how to start, at least, because, well,
it has given me some initial starting points, and I was getting very concerned at the beginning because I'm in Cyprus. So there's a very big Greek community here, obviously the Greek speaking, and I was a little concerned when you were saying about offering the Spanish lessons first as a lead in. So yeah, it's getting that local market.
Yeah, I thought you were in Ireland, but that's not. Okay.
I have an Irish name. No,
sorry, my bad. In this case, yeah, in Cyprus you offer English, of course. Yeah, this is it. Yeah. Definitely. Sorry, I didn't want to be misleading. Okay. All right. Perfect. Great. So to finish, Nuria, okay, go for it.
Hello again. I just want to invite you all just to follow up and contact me. Because we are going to be talking, and it's nice to get your feedback and in social media. So then I can follow you up. I know Maria Garcia yesterday has contacted me because I saw your picture and I knew, it's her, because I know you follow Instagram really much. So right now we are in Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. So feel free to contact, and I will. Well, you will see that things are evolving, and I will tag you back. Okay, so let's start like this, and you will follow up what is going on, because it's you guys who are going to be out there. So please to meet you all.
Thank you, Nuria. Thank you very much. Okay, so. That's been a great meeting. As a recap, just to make it clear once again, you have different tools here. All of them operate for you, plus social media, which now we're going to reinforce with Nuria's help. But the most important decision is always what product, what service you're going to put first. Yeah. So depending on where you are, we're going to make individual decisions. In these individual meetings with you, we're going to decide exactly that, but you have to know it as a strategy, before everything. So are you going to, if you're in Cyprus, for instance, are you going to be offering English classes? Yeah, and Spanish classes. That's a very, that's one decision. Another decision can be, and to that I can add to the contacts that I have in my home country. If this is viable, I can offer a different product, So with where you are plus the contacts that you have, we can place different products and make them operate for us, and then trade with the classes that we want to teach. Service over the personal profile will give you much more opportunities, much more impact, and remember the different products. Before we go, we're now trying to position also the mathematical reasoning in Spanish. In English. This is something that we started doing for kids, mathematical reasoning in English. A very attractive and necessary product that is very necessary for school kids. So we're placing that as well, even though you are not going to be teaching, not all of you at least, but we're working on that. So it's very interesting. And before we go, I would like you to remember to go to the platform, to im.uxinity.com, and in personal info to put the languages that you are teaching. Because right now, as part of the service that you can offer, people can go in the Teachers tab and choose a certain profile. You remember that always the outcome is for you, always. But if you choose, if they need, for instance, if your client needs a certain profile, say a female French teacher, and they find it through the browser, then fantastic, they cover that necessity. You get a client, you exchange or you trade for the classes that you're going to teach. So do this. And also Maria and I, as usual, are here to help approaches for these individual strategies. Getting started is extremely easy, even though now it seems so complicated. It's not, it's very easy. We're going to make it very easy. And then consistency is going to bring you results. That's it. The right choice of model, consistency, and that's it. And the right product. Okay. Okay, if there is something unclear that you guys don't understand, send me a private message. I'm happy to explain further for each individual case. Okay, guys, so I hope that was useful, and thank you, all of you, Mari Carmen, Mark, Nuria, Georgina, Roshin, everyone. Thank you very much. Carla, Maria. Thank you, guys. Bye.
Thanks. Have a great day, everyone.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
Thank
Bye,
you.
Have a
everyone.
great day.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, everyone. Bye.
Bye-bye.